And I talked about my relapse actually not too many episodes ago. So you can definitely see it or hear it, and I'll talk about it a little bit. But, I was on fire with recovery, and I felt like I was working a program. Mm-hmm. I'll say that.
Sure. Okay.
And I was not at all hesitant to share and speak about the things that I had learned and to spit my 18-month wisdom to other people,
which is valid.
Yeah. I'm not going to discredit it at all. But there's a part of me that can see it now for a little bit of ego. Like, okay, like, I'm a little bit of a recovery badass here. Like, I know a little bit about what I'm doing,
mm-hmm.
Like sort of getting a little bit, cocky maybe is a good word. And then it happened. And in my case, everybody who's maybe listened to the show knows that, I had an incident with Adderall, which was a prescription of mine that, I'd never abused before, was not my drug of choice, was not alcohol, but it was indeed a relapse, a full-blown relapse for at least a day. And I didn't want to share that with anybody. Like, I did the appropriate thing and I flushed it and I knew, like, which is probably not the best thing. Like, you shouldn't flush your medication down the toilet, just so everybody knows. It's not the good thing to do. But anyways, well, it's not the proper way to dispose of it, is what I'm saying. Like, it's bad for the water, the environment. Anyways, I'm getting a little off track. But anyways, I got rid of it, is the point. And but I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to talk about it. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Like, I was really lost because, here I had like all this support around me and all these amazing people. I was in aftercare. I was going to meetings. I was, doing all this stuff. And yet here I had found myself. So it's this self-condemnation we had just talked about, right? Mm-hmm. And it took me a considerable amount of time to really like weigh the options. Like, what am I going to do? Like, just give up all this support that I have and just never talk to these people again? Like, because that doesn't seem like a good idea, especially just considering the fact that I've just learned that this disease has a way of sneaking in through other doors.
Right.
So it's like, that seems like probably not the best move. Mm-hmm. So eventually, like, I did go back, I did open up, I did talk about it, and it was fucking difficult.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to say, I'm a newcomer.
Yeah.
Here I am as a newcomer. In fact, I think I shared in that last time I told this story was that it took me, I think, 3 months before I finally, took a chip.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know. I didn't know what to count as what. Like, I was just really, really lost, And here's the thing: is like, when I found my way back to the rooms and I started participating in my own recovery again by opening up and sharing about it, it became evidently clear as to, like, how I should think about it and what I should do about it.
Yeah. And
the answers were there, as they always had been, in those rooms waiting for me. And I did it without judgment. I did it without any sort of negative condemnation from anybody, and I had a new sense of humility.
Yeah.